Greetings fellow gamers, I'm the Soulsborne Seeker and I'm back with a new video showcasing 10 upcoming indie Metroidvania games you probably haven't heard of, expected to release sometime in 2024 or later. Before we start, as always, a kind reminder that if you enjoy my content and wish to support the channel, you can do so by donating to my Ko-fi page, the link for which you can find in the description below. And now, without further ado, let's dive into it. We begin our journey with Blood Engine, a Metroidvania game placing huge emphasis on heavy combat. In the distant future of 2200, intelligent technology has been integrated into everyday life almost entirely, transforming the world into a veritable utopia where machines do the work while humans reap the rewards of said effort. The majority of said robotic constructs were made by utilizing a special material that was discovered under the surface of the moon, a substance that could be used in high quantities to facilitate efficient production, and that's where things took a turn for the worst. You see, it turns out that said substance was actually an alien life form, which has now awakened and taken every robot that utilized it under its control, turning them all against humanity. You take on the role of codenamed Giant, a cyberhuman that's part of the titular Blood Engine project, a solution developed by human scientists in order to fight back against the alien machines. Essentially, the project involves the integration of advanced technology and parts of the alien material into human corpses to turn them into powerful warriors. Blood Engine boasts a beautifully rendered science fiction world that brought to mind aspects of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and incorporates a combat-heavy approach which allows you to build up momentum as you chain attacks together, eventually allowing you to unleash powerful instant kill moves. Blood Engine is expected to release on the admittedly odd date of March 2030 and has been confirmed for PC. Next comes Jester's Quest, a Metroidvania drawing influences from Slovakian fairy tales as well as the works of Hans Christian Andersen and the Grimm brothers. You are a young jester who goes on a quest to save a princess, helping the kingdom's inhabitants along the way. Jester's Quest boasts a sprawling map full of secrets, quests and treacherous traps and enemies, the latter of whom you will be able to take on using powerful magic as well as agile attacks born of your athletic prowess. Of note here is the game's detailed hand-drawn pixel art style that incorporates frame-by-frame animation which results in incredibly fluid movement. The title also features heavy environmental storytelling, relying on observation of your surroundings in order to interpret the narrative. Jester's Quest has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Following, we have Divinum, a combat-based Metroidvania title inspired by the best games the hack-and-slash genre has to offer. Wield the Sword of Fjord, a young warrior fated to clash against an ancient evil that has awoken on her island. Lucky for her, she was born with a celestial blessing that allows her to unlock divine powers which will help in her fight against the dark forces threatening her home. Divinum places immense emphasis on diverse and complex combat, featuring a great number of unique movesets that you can mix and match in order to carry out magnificent combos. Add to that your ability to block, dodge and parry, and you can become a death dancer that will give your enemies nightmares. Exploration also has a place here, with a variety of secrets populating the biomes you will get to traverse, the most important of which will be arcane runes that offer interesting bonuses which will influence the way you approach battle. Divinum has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Moving on, there is Duat, Beyond Light and Shadow, a Metroidvania game influenced by Egyptian myths and legends. The world is under threat by Set and Apep, two Egyptian deities that aim to plunge everything into darkness and corruption. The only one that stands in their way is you, Asher, a young boy who wields the divine power of light, and Bastet, your sentient hood bestowed with the corrupt power of the dark. With an unlikely alliance in place, Asher and Bastet will descend into the Egyptian underworld in order to put a stop to the catastrophic plans of the two malicious gods. The game boasts intense combat as well as intricate puzzle solving, both of which will require of you to utilize the duality of your power, namely light and darkness, in order to move forward. Of special note here are the title's bosses, whom offer intense skirmishes which will require quick reflexes in order for you to take them down. With beautiful pixel art visuals and a campaign that's expected to last over 20 hours to boot, Duat Beyond Light and Shadow is shaping up to become a very promising addition to the genre. Duat Beyond Light and Shadow has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Farther down the path we have Nyana, a Metroidvania experience with a heavy focus on narrative and strategic traversal. Your people have been hunted and subjugated to the will of their magic-wielding masters for far too long. You are Nyana and you take it upon yourself to liberate them, in the process rebuilding your societal structures while taking down those of your oppressors. Nyana is quite engaging for two main reasons. First and foremost, it features a very interesting base building system. Essentially, the people you liberate find sanctuary within an ancient place hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of the world, a place which you can upgrade by utilizing resources you find on your journeys, with said upgrades yielding new abilities for you to take advantage of. Second, while Nyana can hold her own against her enemies via the use of custom created spells, it is largely advised to adopt a stealthier approach which will have you avoiding enemies and collecting resources, especially during the early parts of the game, until you eventually become powerful enough to face off against the masters themselves. Lore also goes quite deep in Nyana's world, a place where ancient civilizations have risen and fallen, leaving behind traces of their existence which you can find in order to unlock their secrets. Nyana is expected to come out sometime in 2025 and has been confirmed for PC. Going onwards, there's Shattered Ninja, a Metroidvania reminiscent of arcade classics from the 80s and 90s. The world has been destroyed by an unknown threat, and now the land is permeated by robotic and biological abominations. You step into the tabby shoes of a master ninja who was reborn using biotechnology, and embarks on a quest for vengeance against the people that betrayed him and led to his death in the first place. Shattered Ninja features intense platforming segments and hectic battles, with special note being given to the game's big bads, whose size and attack patterns denote to intense combat bouts that will require complete focus for you to emerge victorious. Shattered Ninja has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Continuing our voyage, there's Shellbound, a Metroidvania experience taking place in a very unique setting. Set in a barren world, Shellbound tells the story of a parasitic organism trying to survive in a hostile ecosystem. The interesting part, however, is that said world relies on the fertile mucus of a gigantic snail to flourish, and you were actually born of that mucus and thrown directly at the bottom of the food chain. The thing is, the giant snail has just woken up and started moving after a millennia-long slumber, and nobody knows why it's steered and where it's going. Thus, you decide to follow its trail and enter its shell, effectively discovering a vast world beyond your understanding. As a parasite, you will have the ability to take control of different elements of the land's flora and fauna in order to overcome the challenging platforming segments and combat skirmishes thrown at you. What's exciting, however, is that the ecosystem you will go up against is ever evolving, meaning that as you defeat more and more enemies, they learn and become stronger, thus making future engagements with them even more demanding as your foes develop new skills and attack patterns. Shellbound is expected to come out sometime in 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Third from the end, we have Solateria, a Metroidvania game with minor Souls-like elements. Embody a fire spirit born into a dark and cold realm, a place suffering from the taint of a malady known as the Shadow Plague. Led by the desperate voice of an unknown individual, you begin a journey to find the primordial flame, an element that could hold the solution to the world's suffering. The map of Solateria is vast and full of mysteries and hidden shortcuts for you to uncover, though the game's main emphasis appears to be combat, which is also where the Souls-like element comes into the mix. In essence, battles are hectic and challenging and necessitate good timing of parries in order to leave enemies open to brutal counterattacks through a fighting system known as Pyron action. Solateria has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Nearing the finale, there's Stone, a 3D Metroidvania with Souls-like sensibilities, which places equal emphasis on combat, exploration, and puzzle solving. You are an unknown entity that's suddenly transferred to a mysterious world, thrust inside a stone body, and given the ability to transform into various different forms, an ability you will have to use in order to explore this new realm and uncover its mysteries. As expected, this new place proves quite treacherous, littered with traps you will have to avoid and enemies you will need to take down. Thankfully, you have some powerful equipment at your disposal, namely double swords, bows, a shield, and a stone fist, all of which should be utilized to make sure you survive your encounters. The transformation mechanic of the game is definitely its standout aspect, since it gives way to some incredibly engaging exploratory segments, and also allows non-linearity in the way you approach your travels, thus making each player experience unique based on how they approach world navigation. The diverse forms you will get to acquire will also provide different flavors in combat by bringing new offensive abilities into the fold. Stone has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Finally, we have Vanishing Starlight, though do take this title's translation with a grain of salt since the game is Chinese and the actual translation of the title is Star Embers Shining on the Mountains and Seas, but I'm just using the title on the logo it has on its Steam page as reference. In a world controlled by merciless countries behind which lurk powerful godlike powers, you are an amnesiac death row inmate who manages to escape his prison and go on the run from those that held you captive. In an effort to remember who you are and where your purpose lies, you will go up against the forces that rule this world, in the process realizing your true potential. The game's biomes correspond to the different countries you will get to explore, each one home to its own peculiar flora and fauna, as well as obscure secrets and collectibles. Combat will also feature some variety in the form of different chips you will get to find and equip, which you can mix and match in order to create your own fighting style. Vanishing Starlight is expected to come out sometime in 2025 and has been confirmed for PC. What did you think of these games? Did you already know about them? Are you planning to try any of them out? Let me know in the comments below and please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, Soulsborne Seeker out!